like to figure out with our clients, what do you want your life to be about? What's important to you? We do that assessment for an important reason, to help them engage in committed actions, overt behaviors in the service of values. What are the things to do? What are the things that you're going to put on your to-do list? And this is a really important part of doing good interventions with anybody. We'll work with our clients and say, you know, what are you going to do in order to get better, given the fact that we're working together? As a person, what promises do I choose to make to myself, other important people in the community I'm a part of? We like clients to ask that question of themselves. What are the promises I choose to make to myself, other people in my community? If we're working in a clinic, we might have a client who, let's say, has some kind of social phobia. If we're working with a social phobic client, maybe we'll write on their to-do list, when we're doing some kind of collaborative work, what can you do to take a step forward with your exposure treatment? Maybe the person will say, well, I go to church every weekend, and sometimes the concerns that I have with social phobia come up then. Maybe what I can do is sit in the pew at church instead of standing in the back. Maybe I could talk to two people at post-service breakfast. Notice that those are things to do for that client. Maybe we can teach them about relaxation therapy and give them MP3s to listen to. Can we take this 3-point to-do list and ask you, client, to commit to these particular things? In acceptance and commitment therapy, we want to use the objectives that we can collaborate on and agree on and say, can we see some measurable change? You see, and I think this is an important slide here. It's related to committed action. And I've heard, because I've given this kind of talk dozens of times, that this slide, this next slide, was typically impactful on folks learning. So if I've kind of bored you with some of my examples, I want you to come back and really, this is, I think, a marquee demystifying slide right here. This committed action piece in the hexagon model, this is where the therapy happens. What I'm trying to say is, if you're still struggling with figuring out, what do I get my client to commit to? I don't understand. What are the committed actions that that person has to do? Here's a good list. I mean, if you're treating someone for trichotillomania, habit reversal is the empirically supported treatment. Make your treatment plan for trichotillomania about habit reversal, and then make their habit reversal therapy supplemented by the other 5 parts of the hexagon model. You're working with somebody with obsessive compulsive disorder. We've got exposure and ritual prevention, which we know from the research is a nice and robust intervention for folks. That exposure and ritual prevention, that's just one part of the hexagon model. We supplement these empirically supported treatments here with these other interventions or part of the intervention. So keep this part in mind. The committed action piece of acceptance and commitment therapy is very likely what you're already doing in the way you do your work. How you interact with your clients. If you're fairly convinced that you're doing a good job, I commend you on that, and that's fantastic. And everybody's approach could use a little bit stronger foundation, a little bit of extra juice to pump it up. What I would suggest doing is really recognizing that the treatments that we do, we can turn that into just the committed action piece in acceptance and commitment therapy, and have whatever we're teaching our clients or using to help our clients be supplemented by the other 5 principles in ACT.